In this video, I'm breaking down my most viewed sports videos on Instagram and TikTok. We're gonna talk about camera settings, storytelling, pacing, and all the little things that made these videos pop. And later on in this video, I'll show you exactly how I edited them from start to finish. And by the way, every single clip that you see throughout this video is edited with my personal LUTs. If you want your footage to hit like this, make sure to check out the link in the description. Now let's start with what I think and what you probably think is the most important part of getting a good video. I'm sure you want your shots to feel epic, so here are a few things to think about. One of the biggest mistakes that I see sports videographers and photographers making is capturing too much of the action and not just staying still. When you're filming a sports game, whether it be football, basketball, soccer, tumbling, any of that, there's action going on all around you. But that doesn't mean your camera movement should be as crazy and shaky as the action is on the field. Your camera movement should feel controlled and intentional. This means maybe using a monopod or a tripod to stabilize your camera, or if you plan to go handheld, make sure it's pre-game and not during the game where your footage can get shaky. Because trust me, there's nothing worse than going on Instagram, seeing a video, and then it's just some shaky warp stabilizer mess. And trust me, I used to do the exact same thing. Recently, I've gotten a lot better about stabilizing my footage through handheld movements and really keeping it still. But if you don't have that much practice yet, I highly recommend using a monopod with a nice flowy head on it, so that way you could stabilize all your footage and capture the action without making people get a headache. Now that's what you should do during the actual game when you're capturing footage, but I believe that pre-game is where you could have a little bit more fun with your camera movements and get more experimental. Try and get a lot of low angles because that makes them look like the hero in the shot and really gives them that elevated look, as opposed to if you were just level-headed with them or even above. You could also move with the energy and track the player while walking with them. That could be a really cool shot to get a more immersive look and get the fans that are on your Instagram page more immersed into the environment of your sport. And if your player is hype and interacting with your camera, that's one of the best shots that I like to use throughout all my videos. When I went to Oregon, I had one of the players interact with my camera, and that's something I start with because that's not something a lot of people can get. These athletes are normally put on a pedestal, and when you get them acting more personable, that is what brings in views and makes your videos a whole lot better. This is where you can build a connection, and that connection really drives engagement on your videos. So if you're experiencing lower views and likes and not really getting a whole lot of business from your sports videography company, I highly recommend getting more player interactions. As far as camera angles go, I highly recommend not getting stuck in one spot. When I was first starting out, I would just kind of sit in the end zone and track the player handheld like this. But as I've gotten more experience, I've found that even going on the sidelines or finding lower angles or anything like that can spice up your video and make it a lot more engaging to whoever's watching, whether it be the athletes or followers of your page. And also make sure to get close to the action. Remember that whether it's a high school game, college game, NFL game, whatever kind of thing that you're shooting, people can always just watch the broadcast above, right? Or they can go on Huddle and watch footage of themselves. What makes us different as sports videographers and photographers is that we have the ability to get down closer and capture the action at a closer space. So make sure to capture the energy and capture the detail that will make your videos a lot better. Something else that I wanted to cover while actually filming is frame rates. I use 24 FPS pre-game and during all the warm-ups to get a more natural look and add some motion blur in there just so it doesn't look too perfect and kind of gives it that grungy, flowy look. This forces me to think outside the box and get better composition, so where I can't just go handheld and go crazy with it, because then it'll turn out blurry. I have a Canon R6, so I could go 4K 60 FPS during the actual game and get really nice footage. I don't think you need 120 FPS unless you're trying to get super slowed down footage, but I do think during the game 60 FPS is a good spot to be. Okay, so this is part 2 of this video, and that is the editing process. So if you're new to editing sports content, here's a simple structure that works for me, and I'll cover during my editing breakdown in just a little bit. In the first 5 seconds, you need to be hooking your audience, whether it's the athletes or followers, to stay watching your video. Think warm-up B-roll, emotional shots, or anything with emotion, just so that way they could be more emotionally attached and engaged in your video. Think of it almost like a thumbnail in motion. In the next 2 seconds, around the 6 to 7 mark, you really want to be adding your best play and syncing it to the beat drop. So this could be a far catch, a really cool tumble, a goal in the soccer, a nice baseball hit, whatever it is. This ensures that you capture the action early and the emotion, which is a perfect blend to make your video get a lot more views. And for the rest of the video, you want to be alternating this energy. So go between fan shots, player shots being more emotional and excited, and then switch to your action. Just make sure your video isn't just one thing of everything. So don't just make it all action, don't just make it all emotional, don't just make it all fans. Obviously, you want to be creating a nice blend and really capturing the atmosphere of the game that you were at. And finally, you want to wrap up this video clean. This is the last part that I believe seals the deal in this structure of creating a nice sports video, and that is almost capturing them shaking their hands at the very end, saying something to the camera like, let's go, we got a good game, we won, or something like that. That'll really seal the deal to the video and capture the fans where they'll send you a follow. When editing, some techniques that I really like to use, which I'll show you in just a little bit, is speed ramping, color grading, and transitions. For speed ramping, this is a great way to add flow to your video. If you guys don't know what I mean, it's pretty much when shots flow together by using speed instead of transitions. This really makes things pop without dragging on the video and keeps the pace of your video really fast. Next is color grading. The number one thing that you do not want to do is overdo the color grading. That's why I personally have spent around 3 years forming my own look on all my videos. And if you want that look, you can find my LUTs in the link in the description, which I'll show you when I'm actually editing my video. And for transitions, I'm really not a huge fan of super flashy CapCut-esque transitions. Match cuts are a great way to go, and also whip pans that can follow your video along without being too slow. Avoid glitch packs that you see other creators selling or these cheesy transitions, and really go with the flow and keep your video engaging using other tactics. And now let's break down a real video that I edited for a high school sports team that went viral on both Instagram and TikTok. Okay, so here's a breakdown of one of the videos that went super viral on my Instagram page and TikTok. Let me just show you guys super quick. This one got 114,000 views on TikTok and over 200,000 on my Instagram page. So I thought this one would be really fun to show you guys on how I edited it. Unfortunately, I can't play any of the audio or sound effects, so you're just gonna have to look visually, because otherwise this video is gonna get copyrighted, so I really apologize for that. But I'm still gonna do a quality breakdown of how everything worked out. So playing it, as you can see, we have the athlete right here interacting it with the camera. We have a few really snappy shots and some audio, and then as you can see, within the first 5, 6 to 7 seconds, we have a big play where the athlete catches the ball here. So that is really good, and I think that's why it had so much engagement. I'm gonna play this back super quick. I know it goes fast. So a lot of player interactions, coaches, emotion, and then we have the big throw and a celebration. And more kind of fast B-roll interactions. So that obviously plays a huge role in why this video went so viral. So I think, as you guys can see, we're only 11 seconds in. We already have player interactions, a big play, and a mix of emotion from the crowd, coaches, and players. So let's keep moving on with this. Another great play, one-handed catch by Rob Larson. That was really fun. And another great play. That play actually drove a lot of comments because of his vertical. I mean, look at that. That was really a crazy play right there. So this game really just had a lot of great plays, and I think that's also why it was such a successful video. But really all the elements in this, the sound effects, everything, I really wish you guys could hear because it really played out nice. As you guys can see here, the colors throughout this video are also really poppy and saturated. And if you want like the exact LUTs that I used, again, they're down in the description below if you want to check them out. So I'll keep this video going. I just played it back a little bit. Another great one-hand catch, and then this great vertical play. And then we have a crazy nice run. See, great tracking, but it's not very shaky. I filmed that handheld, but you would think maybe it's on a monopod or a tripod. But that play really sealed the deal. This video is only 27 seconds, so it's super quick. Great play there, fumble recovery, and then a cool little foggy shot. That game was really foggy, and then I ended it just like this. Like I said in the breakdown before, I think it's really important to end your video with a cool play and maybe a celebration or a handshake or anything like that. That kind of seals the deal for the audience. So I'll play it one more time through and through if you guys haven't seen this video on my Instagram page. So yeah, great catch, great celebration, and then we got the super fast little sequence there, one-handed catch, and then vertical play. All these plays and mixtures from the audience in action are a great combination. Great fumble recovery, and foggy play with celebration to end it off. So I hope you guys enjoyed that breakdown. So that's how I approach editing sports videos that actually stand out among a saturated space. Don't just document the game, tell a story. If you want to skip the guesswork on color, I have all of my color grading LUTs down in the description below for you guys to check out. These are all the ones that I use in my videos, and I promise you they'll make your footage hit a lot harder. And like and subscribe if you're trying to level up your creative game. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.